I guess we can begin now. So welcome everyone to HackFS 2021. So today we're joined with 650 hackers from across 61 countries and 18 time zones. So this is the judging format. There'll be 4 minutes for demos and 3 minutes for Q&A, with a 10-minute break every 6 to 8 teams. Now let's look at the judging criteria. The judges will be looking for technicality, originality, practicality, UI, UX, DX, and the wow factor. But remember, this isn't a competition. People are here to learn. People are here to explore what's possible. They're all not aiming to create businesses. Hackers are here to get valuable feedback from our judges. Speaking of our judges, let's introduce them. Judges, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I can go first. I'm David. I'm with Protocol Labs. Generally do product management or technical project management. Most recently have worked on NFT.storage and Web3.storage, which some of you might be familiar with through the hackathon. So excited to see all the cool things that y'all came up with.
Hey, I'm Jose. I am kind of a jack of all trades. I'm currently working on architecting a product for this company called Brud and this virtual influencer named Lil Michaela that is going to be blockchain powered, but that's all I can say about it. Before that, I co-founded a tokenized real estate platform back in 2019. And I also have a design background. I've done tech mentorship for ETH Global a few times and excited to come back as a judge and see what folks have built.
Thank you so much, judges. Now let's begin with our demos. So we'll start off with Team Interstellar Thoughts. So they'll have 4 minutes for presentations, their demos, and then they'll have 3 minutes for Q&A. So Team Interstellar Thoughts, please feel free to start whenever you're ready. Your 4 minutes will start as soon as you start presenting.
Today's social media is highly centralized. It's become normal for social interaction to happen on a platform that's owned by a giant company with millions or even billions of users. In Web 2, it's too difficult, expensive, and risky for people to run their own servers. How can we get back to a future where interoperable social servers are run by individuals and small groups? The Interstellar concept uses Web3, IPFS, and Filecoin to create a protocol for servers to host the thoughts of social groups, small or large, with minimal expense to server runners, and freedom of cross-server interaction and migration for users, forever. Anyone can run a server. They can configure it for just friends and family, use invitations, or leave it open to the public. Today we're demoing Interstellar Thoughts, a proof of concept server that anyone can run, which enables thoughts to be posted by their users, which can be reposted by other users to other servers across the entire network. Servers receive and verify Web3 signed posts from their users, storing recent content locally, then eventually and regularly bundling the archives for storage to IPFS. If a server goes down or even loses data, routine archival to IPFS means data is easy to recover by either server runners or even savvy users. Even in the event of a data breach, no private user data is ever stored on the server. This enormously reduces the expense and stress for a server runner. The Interstellar Server Protocol lends itself to many types of subprojects, but its first proof of concept is a program called Interstellar Thoughts, of which a short demo follows. Okay, so here is a server that we have made with the Interstellar Protocol, and you can see that there are a bunch of posts here made by various people. You can see that the Ethereum address actually generated a random image for their wallet, so you can kind of tell them apart by profile picture. It's like a profile picture. Here I can go see all the posts that I've made, just 2. And I can go and visit somebody's individual profile and see what posts they've made. This person has also made 2. And I can go to this person. And this person is actually, this is an interesting profile because they have made enough posts that their posts were archived to IPFS. So all of the ones that it just got were loaded from IPFS. They were all backed up, not locally. And then I can put up a post myself. So I thought I like this server. And I can post, signed by the wallet. And there it is. Now I'm going to come over here to Brave. on which I have a completely different interstellar server open. It's completely unique from this one. However, you can see that from this profile picture that somebody from here and here has posted, and it's they're two different posts, but from the same person. And I have my own profile over here as well. And because it's a different wallet, it's a different address, it's a different icon. As it happens, this is me over here, and this is me over here. And the really interesting thing about interstellar servers is that they're interoperable. So if I like a post over on this server, I can drag it over. I can sign it. And here it is. Straight away. And as I said, these are two completely different servers, but now I have it over here.
And there we are. That's the interoperability of the Interstellar Protocol across two different servers. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for your presentation. Now let's move on to the 3 minutes of Q&A.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Just out of curiosity, were you all using like JS IPFS or Go IPFS directly, or were you using a different tool?
It's using web3.storage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you had more time to work on this project, what are some features that you would want to add to it?
There's actually quite a few things that we even hope to have by demo time that are still in the works. So I've actually linked in the chat if anyone's interested. There's a plans page there, but I'll give you a sample of some of them. There's a couple of things to clean up, just housekeeping about how it works and so forth. Particularly, one of the things you really want to do is migration, right? So you are able to move your entire profile to another server. All the groundwork is there for it, but it needs to do some Web3 storage housekeeping. The ability to unpin from one server while the new server goes and crawls it and make sure that it's pinning it and so forth. As far as I can tell, Web3 storage doesn't actually have unpinning at the moment. You have to go in and do it in the admin interface. That's fine. It's not a huge deal, even without that. So a very basic migration is basically there. Some really cool things would be the formatting extensions, right? So different servers could run, they can say links become links, or they can say links become images, or they can link become embed, right? And different servers can choose what they want to embed. Identity features will be great, display names, iconography, that kind of thing. One thing that we actually got up and running after the deadline was an aggregation server, right? So the ability to aggregate posts from different things and sort them all together, see them in order. To improve on that, though, we want it to be live, right? Use WebSockets to talk between them. Oh yeah, Kamal has it here on the screen.
Yeah, this is the aggregate server here. Yeah.
Let me see. Other cool things would be to turn it into a discussion forum application or other applications in general. I think like collaborative applications would be really cool with this, using CRDTs and things like that. The ability for people to sponsor, like donate to posts that they like and have that displayed, via contract, would be, I think, would be a really popular thing. And there's some other stuff too, but that's some of the things that we would do.
Cool. I guess one last thing, just out of curiosity, how does kind of the discoverability of new posts work?
In the beginning, we figured it would be pretty much word of mouth. Someone has running a server, like, hey, come check out my server, kind of like people do Discord servers, So to be honest, that didn't seem like a priority, right? Like if a server has its own momentum, then it boosts the network, you know what I mean? And once a server is sort of out there, then if people are cross-posting by dragging and dropping and so forth, and if these aggregation servers kind of pick up, then maybe they can even promote content that was found over here. But haven't really thought too specifically about that aspect, just because I think it'll kind of boost itself in the beginning. So that's the answer to that one, really.
Yeah, it's a bit like in the way that Discord servers currently work, where people say, join my Discord, join my server, that kind of thing as well. And also we did have a small idea, Simon. Do you remember about the stargazing aspect, possibly, where people can come to a section where all of the servers are maybe displayed and servers with similar activity are beside each other and things like this, and it's like there's a visual for it, and people can go and explore servers in that way. Just a small idea, but it's just it's a thought.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Great work, guys. Let's move on to the next team, which is Team Carbon Reviews.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yeah.
Hello Team Carbon Reviews. You'll have 4 minutes for your demo and 3 minutes for your Q&A, and I'll be putting in reminders in the chat. Please feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, we are going to demonstrate you our project Carbon Reviews. We are students from 42 Kuala Lumpur. We have just learned about the blockchain technology a month ago. We have built an immutable and tamper-proof review system to track the product's carbon footprint. So with Carbon Reviews, the use of smart contracts can eliminate the need of central authority. We can also requires the user to register using valid credit card number and Ethereum address. This three-way can map to a unique user ID. So in addition, Carbon Review token is issued only upon successful product purchase. So this can prevent the users that didn't buy the project to leave a review. We have used the smart contract, Web3 storage, and scaffold if. So the smart contract allows reviews to be written only when prerequisite conditions are met. The Web3 storage is used because it is a cheaper storage alternative that ensures data persistence.
Here we are going to do a quick demo of our product. Whenever a user buys a product, he would be provided a review token. Let's say I would want this Nomad tumbler here. I will click buy. Going to the Nomad tumbler under this drop-down menu, we show that one token is available. And since the user has not bought any other products, we would observe that no other tokens are available. Let's enter a review comment for this Nomad tumbler. Entering the review will process the review in Web3 storage and IPFS. As you can see, the number of tokens has reduced. Moving over to our Web3 storage, we would be able to view that the transaction has just been entered. It was just a couple of minutes ago. Going to the CID and clicking the review JSON here, we'll be able to see that this review has been entered into IPFS. If a user enters a review where he does not have a review token, there would be a prompt indicating that the user does not have sufficient tokens. I'll move on to another burner account just to demonstrate that any user would be able to view all reviews for a particular product. Clicking view review here, I would be able to view the review for the second item. And as you can see, this getJSON function here fetches the review directly from the IPFS link, which is stored in our blockchain.
We use mapping and modifiers within the smart contract to create multiple layers of security protocol. We store reviews along with the product ID and the review's address in a JSON format on the Web3 storage, as you can see before. And we store the CID returned from the IPFS on the smart contract to make it tamper-proof so people can't edit it. And lastly, we read the file retrieved from Web3 storage and present the reviews in a meaningful way for users to be able to see it.
In order for this system to work, integrity is very important. We have the following improvements that we can make to enhance this system. The first one is include a review voting system for authentic reviews. We can also have a different class of premium reviewers with enhanced reward mechanism. Finally, we can use carbon scores to gauge individual carbon footprints, which brings us to benefit of using carbon review system. We can reward these individuals with NFT tokens. This can also make companies be more aware of the sustainability of their products. And it will also allow users to reliably compare products that are more eco-friendly. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Now let's move on to our 3 minutes of Q&A. Judges, you can start whenever you're ready.
Yep, thank you. And hello, judges.
Hi, nice to meet you. So one of the questions that I have is sort of, what mechanisms are there to really ensure that the accuracy of the information being put into the system, aren't in and of themselves like attempts to sort of create disinformation about sort of the carbon neutrality of the project or the product that's being reviewed?
I think that yeah, we are also our team is also still looking into it. I think that the best way to do is we would have to include some metrics to leave the reviews for a product so that you know those reviewers actually have a metric to follow. And then when we actually do introduce premium reviewers, so that these premium reviewers can actually help us to take care of the regular reviewers, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that they follow the metrics actually.
Awesome. And I mean, you all are students, and it's really cool that you guys are participating in this and achieved so much. Would just be curious what the journey was like and was the hardest part of putting together your hack.
I think I'll let Jaren to share it.
Yeah, I guess the hardest part was figuring out where to start in the first place, because I think our first week was completely lost. We actually only got the ball rolling like I think 5 days before the submission. So we had to just pump things out day after day, day after day. So I guess the rush towards the end was really fun, but figuring things out in the first week and was a little frustrating, but I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Cool. And then do you have big plans for what's next with the project, or was this more just kind of a hack?
I think just getting to know about this blockchain development space, and especially, yeah, you know how IPFS and Filecoin actually works. And there are tons more of other stuff like Polygon and other cool sponsors. I think that the possibilities is definitely very huge. And I think for our project it can be a very ambitious project as well. But to do that, we will need to dig deeper into this blockchain technology and see what's actually possible for us.
Awesome.
What are some of the ways that you might imagine adding features to the product? So things that you maybe thought of but didn't have the time to actually build during the hackathon.
I guess like an endorsement layer where TY has mentioned, where we have premium reviewers. Yeah, that would be that was our intention initially, but due to time constraints that we weren't able to implement it as well as we want to.
And did you feel like using? I saw that you used Scaffold ETH. Do you feel like you got a good understanding of how to
Yeah.
work with Solidity and stuff by using it?
Yeah, especially the aspect where you actually update from the smart contract itself and it automatically gets reflected. We weren't really used to that, and it boggles our mind a bit. When it happened, when we figured that out, it all made sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. So now we're gonna move on to our next team called Meta. So
Thank you.
Thank you, judges.
Take care. Thank you.
Am I coming through?
Yep, we can hear
Cool.
you. Yeah, so you'll have 4 minutes to present and 3 minutes for Q&A. So feel
All right,
free
I'll
to start whenever you're ready.
Start the video. Oh, hang on. I didn't hit the share screen. And there is. Okay, this is my submission. Honestly, I ran out of time on the front end working on the back end. There is a list of the idea for the project is there's a list of videos that a user can publish, and they can publish information about those videos. There is an event list on the Polygon network that the system scans and then pulls in the address for which it looks up the DNS name, and then the call. Then for the call, there is simply a list of, and the UI really is where I ran out of time. there is a list of I met with Blair events and speakers, so you can tell who is talking when. You can seek to various points in when the people are speaking, and then for other videos, that video doesn't have both. There is tagging as well, so that you can list what information about what is going on when.
Blood pressure up a little bit.
And
you got my blood pressure up a little bit, but it'll go back down in like or 5 minutes.
Sort
3
and
minutes,
select
5 minutes,
based on
probably.
those tags.
That's a really important thing.
Hey, okay. That's it for the video.
Okay. So in terms of like how you actually implemented this and how far you got with the backend, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of building this project up to the point that you got to?
The ceramic, I'm still having difficulty with the test network. If I load the page that I loaded earlier, one of the videos has disappeared, and the video that's there is an older version of the object, and it won't load correctly. And I'm uncertain as to why that happened. I haven't made any updates to ceramic, and yet that is the case. The publishing to Polygon was really easy. Like, I just created a smart contract that I send a string, and then it sends that string onto an event, and I just read the list of events. I couldn't use MetaMask's history function. It can only go back 1,000 transactions or 1,000 blocks, and 1,000 blocks passes pretty quick on if this is deployed to the Mumbai test network. And that was relatively simple. Ceramic really was where I had my most challenges, the most of my challenges.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear about what the vision of the project was, and then, you know, cool that you use ceramic and Polygon. Would love to hear a little bit more about the stack and how those fit together to try and achieve that vision.
Okay. Where I want to go with this is I want to record pair programming sessions, and I want the metadata to include information like what issue the people were working on. I want there to be links into GitHub for the issues. I also want there to be, whenever there's a commit, I want to take that information from GitHub and create metadata for automatically, so that it shows, you know, there was a commit at this point, there was a commit here, and stuff like that. Ultimately, I want to have a system where programmers are compensated a small amount automatically for their time spent, and the time spent is proven by the recording of the live stream. I also want it to be live streamed, so that if I can pull up a page and see a list of these are the issues that are getting worked on right now, and if I want to check in and just see how something's going or how something is done, I can just click and connect to that live stream.
Cool. And then would you mind going over maybe the technical building blocks?
So yes, so there is a custom IDX definition, and the problem is when a user adds a new entry using that IDX definition in Ceramic, I can look up the entry if I know to look to that particular user. There's no simple way currently to know that a user, though, has published information using a schema. So I send the events to the Polygon network simply to be able to broadcast. There's data here. This is a user that you can look at in order to pull down videos.
So great job. I'm gonna have to cut you off here.
Okay.
Great work, but we're gonna move on to the next team, Team Crypto Toastmasters. So you'll have 4 minutes to present your demo and you'll have 3 minutes for Q&A. So feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Sure. Hold on a second. Share my screen.
Hey, Derek, I think we're having a bit of audio issues.
Oh no, hold on a second. Let me do this over again. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just make sure to press the checkbox in the corner to present with sound.
There we go. I got that. Yeah, we did this on the green room. Hold on a second. Do this one more time. And let's go again.
Hey there, HackFS. My name is Derek Wanzen, and here's my demonstration for Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a club where its members practice communication, get better at public speaking, and learn about leadership. Members of the club will practice communication and public speaking by preparing and presenting speeches. After the speeches, the speaker is evaluated and given feedback. We're going to be giving NFTs hosted on slate.host to the members who complete speeches and levels in the club. Let's just say one of the speeches is concentrated on certain cryptocurrencies like Filecoin, Aave, or Polygon. Those NFTs will have unlockable content like an offer for a fraction of Aave, Filecoin, or Matic. We're going to be minting our own coin to raise funds called CTM for Toastmasters on Polygon. Officers of the club, like the president, vice president of education, VP of membership, VP of education, the secretary, the treasurer, the sergeant at arms, and the vice president of public relations, they're all going to be using these tokens as voting rights for decisions like how much crypto to offer to the members as rewards, or other things like where we're going to hold our next meeting. So it's still in the works, but keep an eye out for it. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, so this is Derek Wanzen. Hi. Let me just stop sharing my screen. And hi everybody. Yeah, so that's my my little spiel and little demonstration. I do have a website set up for the club that I want to build. What I'm doing is I'm using this as a little bit of a promotion so that I could try and get members for the club to join and try and get some people to join the club so they can learn how to speak a little bit better in public and to practice communications. I mean, sometimes, a lot of times, we're engineers, we're programmers, and we're not really that great at public speaking or trying to get our thoughts together to try to display some of or convey some of the things that we're doing in some of our projects. And this is one way for us to get together and give some feedback on how we communicate and how we can present some of our presentations to people out here, like in a hackathon, things like that.
So I was reading through some of the description of the project that is in the page on the site, and I'm curious how much of the project, besides the NFTs and the things that people sort of get for participating, are sort of built or hosted in a decentralized manner?
So basically, what I'd like to do, how one of the things I wanted to do decentrally is to actually create like is to have the members of the club try and build something decentrally, something like a token for the club. So the members of the club, once they join, in a hackathon way, so they can also learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain and decentralization, is to actually create a token for the club, so they can learn about it and sometimes talk about it inside the club and get some rewards for it.
Cool.
Cool. And so it sounds like the majority of kind of the technical piece of it is around building kind of a DAO for the club.
That's right. So we wanted to create like a decentralized organization for the club, so that we could we all the time we see new tokens getting generated all the time, and what we could do is try to generate a token for this club, not necessarily to pull the rug out of somebody, and just try to learn how some of these things work, and make a token for the club, distribute it to some of the people that are members and officers for the club, and see how it works and talk about it inside the club. Bless you.
Thanks. And were you a part of Toastmasters at some point, or I guess you talked a little bit about your inspiration, but I would love to maybe hear more about how this idea came together.
Sure. So I'm part of a club. So I work full time as an engineer at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and we have a club called Toastmasters where we do the same thing, where we learn about communication and public speaking and leadership. The name of the club is called Toastmasters at MSK, and I was president of the club, and I'm also very much interested in cryptocurrency. I mean, I was a cryptocurrency miner, and I mined for Ethereum, and I was part of Toastmasters, and I said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I just put crypto in front of Toastmasters, and came up with the name called Toastmasters, and then try and do the same things that I was doing at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, do that for the cryptocurrency community, get people from different, I guess, from different levels. It could be some students from Kuala Lumpur. It could be somebody from a hackathon. It could be somebody who's established in the cryptocurrency, the crypto community, and have them join they could be either an officer, they could be a member, and have them present inside the company, inside one of the club meetings. So we'd have meetings twice a month, kind of like the same way that I did the same. We did it over at the hospital. We'd have a meeting with all officers, try and figure out how to put the meeting together. We'd have an agenda. We'll try to have like 3 speakers during each of the meetings, and they would go through a curriculum. There's a curriculum from Toastmasters.org that we would that members would go through, and then they would do the same thing. And so basically, if you were to join the club, you could pay with cryptocurrency, and we'd use that cryptocurrency to pay for the membership for Toastmasters International, which is a larger group of other clubs.
Hi, Derek. I'm gonna have to cut you off right there.
No problem. Thanks, Yaru. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Derek. Take care.
Great presentation. So now let's move on to the next team, which is Dead Man's Switch. So please feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes for presentations and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Welcome to Dead Man's Switch. The DApp allows users to create vaults that stores encrypted files that are uploaded to Web3 storage. The users share these with trustees. Trustees' access is controlled via a smart contract. Trustees' access is only granted when the owner of the vault fails to check in with the smart contract within a specified time period. This is our dapp's landing page. To log in, we click the Connect Wallet button. Sign in with MetaMask. Allow 3ID Connect. Here we are. This is our vaults page. This is where we actually create encrypted vaults. To create a vault, we will simply type in the name of the vault and hit the add button. Yes, we would like to create this vault. The vault was created, secret vault 9. Now we have to configure our vault. We specify our trustees and the number of days to check in. If I do not check in within this period, the vault will automatically be released to my trustee. Let's select some files. And hit the upload button. The files have been encrypted. Now we are ready to send our vault to our trustees. Our vault was sent. Let's now log in with our trustees account and we go to the inbox. Here we have the last vault that was sent. Let's view the vault. Currently the vault is locked. We must download the key or unlock it. Here we have an error. Our vault is still locked. Let's unlock the vault. The vault was successfully unlocked. We are now going to demonstrate the check-in feature. We have to click on the check-in menu at the top. Here we have a button where we provide proof of life or we check in. We click the button, confirm the transaction with MetaMask. Our check-in was successful. And here we see the last seen date was updated.
Thank you for presenting. Now let's move on to our 3 minutes of Q&A. Judges, whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a cool project. So would love to understand a little bit more about the flow from when custody is transferred over because the check-in didn't happen, how that works, because I guess there's an encryption element to it, but you know, everything stored on Web3.storage is like publicly accessible by the hash. So presumably like the new person might be able to decrypt it, but would love to hear you talk through it.
Okay, so each vault has a private key and a public key. The public key is used to encrypt the vault. The users or trustees' public key is used to encrypt the vault's private key. It is then sent to Polygon, stored on the blockchain. Once the user provides proof of life or checks in, the vault will not be released to the trustee. Only when the check-in interval, when the user fails to check in within that period, the vault will be released to the trustee. The trustee will then download the encrypted vault key and decrypt it with his private key. And then the files are retrieved from Web3 storage and then decrypted.
One of the things that just comes to mind that I'm curious about is sort of, really sort of long-term scenarios, right? And sort of really critical scenarios where someone might use this for really sensitive documents. And let's say I create a vault for like, I don't know, really important, my wallet private keys. I'm 35. Let's say I want to do that, and someone might not access that until I'm, I don't know, 80 and I've passed away. Did you think about what it would look like to really truly ensure like the longevity and the safety of these files and sort of the fragility of the system for decades at a time, considering that it is such a sensitive kind of a project?
Okay, I think based on what I read on IPFS and Web3 storage, maybe I would have to pin the content to ensure that it actually is saved, right? So I guess if I would actually continue with this project, that would be something I would have to consider.
Cool.
Judges, any more questions?
None from me.
Okay, I guess we can move on to the next team. Thank you for your presentation. The next team is Team Ethiopia / Polytopia. So feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes for your demo and 3 minutes for Q&A.
It is a Twitter-like app on the blockchain, and the protocols I integrated are Web3.storage, IPFS/Filecoin, Polygon network, and Aave. This is the initial state of Polytopia. So if you want to make a post on Polytopia, you need to mint an NFT. Okay, so in the console, I can see my NFT balance is 0, and I can see the pseudo random number generation that generates the traits for this avatar. And let's go ahead and mint. So we get this status, storing image to IPFS Filecoin. Success, minting your avatar. So I have to confirm the transaction in MetaMask. Confirm. So let's go here. Let's go to this one. I like this profile picture. That's already bought the NFT. So open image in a new tab. Okay, you can see we've got the IPFS CID, and this URL is generated for us. Now we can post. Here, this is what the posts look like. Let's make one. Hooray. Post. Uploading post to IPFS and Filecoin. And in the console, you see the CID is generated here. And again, we have to confirm a transaction in MetaMask. Success. So let's see our new post. There we go, 3 posts. It looks like it's just me talking to myself. So the posts have the address of the poster, the block time, so the number of seconds since the last epoch, and then we get a, I'm in Brave, right? Yeah. Here's the post. Okay, cool. So this is a Polytopia Vault. It's opened by a beneficiary account, and you can deposit your DAI tokens into their vault. And the DAI tokens will be deposited into the Aave lending market, and the beneficiary is able to claim the Rapmatic reward tokens. Okay, so yeah, let's make a deposit. Let's deposit about $1 million because we are rich. So you have to approve, of course. Approving and deposit. So someone has to actually deposit the DAI into the lending market. Okay, and so this is what the transaction looks like. Yeah, so the beneficiary can claim the Matic, but I don't think there is enough. Yeah, there's not enough Matic. So the next steps for Polytopia are minting posts as NFTs, auction the NFTs, likes and comments. The beneficiaries can emit ERC20 social tokens to stakers, make the front end good, and a native token. All right, thank you guys so much for watching.
Great job. Let's move on to our Q&A. So judges, whenever you're ready.
Hey, Sam. I would love to hear, about the holistic vision of the social network, because, there's you built 3 cool features in there, and would love to hear how it all ties together.
Yeah, so with the vaults, I was thinking that the ranking algo could sort users' posts who have the highest TVL in their vault at the top, and because they're emitting, they would use like a staking rewards contract to emit social tokens. It would incentivize people to stake on the underdogs so that they can enjoy a greater share of the market cap of those tokens. So that's one of the economic incentives I was thinking about. And then of course, like a native token. So I've been thinking about how I could implement that. Yeah, so I was thinking about a lot of the ideas that like Vitalik was talking about in his East CC talk, and just decided to see what I could come up with.
Awesome. I'm curious, because you took this really interesting approach that I'm super into, which is pulling together all these interesting threads of things that are really only possible with Web3 and blending them together. I'm curious, if you had more time to kind of continue to build this, or maybe you are going to, what are some of the things that you're most excited to continue to push on and work on and tinker with?
Yeah, I think the sorting algorithm right now, it's just like the latest posts are first. So there are likes, but I need to refactor the smart contract to be able to actually show the likes in the UI. Yeah, I want to use NFTs instead of I'm using just a struct in Solidity. If I use NFTs instead, I think that the ranking algo will be easier to use. And then, so yeah, people could, if I hooked it up with the graph or covalent, people could bring their own front end. So they could choose how to organize the posts themselves. And then, yeah, so in terms of like, one thing I was thinking about is the censorship resistance. And on my front end, I wouldn't want to show like hate speech, for example. So I would censor that on my front end, but because it's on the blockchain, your hate speech is immutable in a smart contract. And I guess someone could choose to deploy their own front end where hate speech is cool, right? But yeah, I was thinking about what it would look like to get canceled on chain, because if you say hate speech on chain, it's there forever. So you could be blacklisted from other smart contracts.
Yeah, it's an interesting approach for sure. I think like it tries to stab at that middle point of like wanting to keep true to the principles of the underlying tech, but also giving you the chance and other people a chance to choose what they do and don't want to display on the front ends, the UIs that they run.
Yeah.
Great.
Anything else?
Great job. So that was time. So I just want to say that this was our 6th team. So we'll be taking a 10-minute break. So we will be returning in 10 minutes at around 10:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.
Thanks. How do I get off the stage?
Hello, everyone. The break will end in a minute or so, so we'll wait until the judges come back. So the break is over. Judges, if you're ready, we can begin. So we'll bring up team P2P if they are ready. I think we'll just wait for David to come back and then we'll start. Also, judges, I heard that teams were added to the list, so like please refresh your scorecard. So. Hello, so you'll have 4 minutes to present and 3 minutes for Q&A. Feel free to start whenever you're ready.
So is it my turn to present?
Yeah.
B2B, okay. Do you want me to play the video first or the pitch?
Whatever is best for you.
Okay, yeah, so I'm from P2P lending market. My name is Ray, and I had one other team member who unfortunately couldn't be here right now. So our idea was to create a platform for people to lend and borrow real world items on the blockchain and to automate the payments for those. And we did this by using NFTs to represent real world items. And yeah, we used IPFS to store the NFTs on the blockchain. And so I'll share the video now, which we didn't get a website set up. Yeah, just because we didn't have enough time. But yeah, so it's just, can you see the video?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a console interaction with the blockchain. Yep, so that's the NFT that we created on NFT storage. And then we made an NFT, we tokenized it on our smart contract. And yeah, so now the contract is given control to manage the NFT, which lets us automate the borrowing and lending of it. And so here, this is the fee that is being set for the borrower that has to pay when they borrow the NFT. And so you would also need to do the physical exchange as well. But it's captured on the blockchain. Okay, that's it.
Great presentation. So now let's move on to the Q&A. Judges, you have 3 minutes and you can begin whenever you're ready.
I guess the question that I have is obviously the UI isn't complete. So I was wondering if you could speak at all to what you were thinking about the user interface if you got that far, and how you were envisioning this being used. Is this for more advanced users, or is this something that you would want a general audience to be able to use?
Yeah, so it was intended for the general population. So if you think about something like Facebook Marketplace, where you can see like all the different items, and then so the blockchain component would be completely abstracted, and so it would be a simple way for people to view and borrow the physical objects, and it would be sorted by the location. So obviously you wouldn't be able to borrow something from someone who's in a completely different city from you.
Got it. And then would love to hear, like kind of going off of the last part of what you're saying, anything else that, any other connections between the digital stuff on the blockchain and the physical goods. So I guess like how does that chain of custody transfer from digital to physical? And then also like what other kind of checks do you have to enforce that?
Yeah, so I didn't quite work out like how you can actually enforce it, because obviously like there's no law around it. But I guess as regulations get developed, then you could enforce that the transfer actually happens. But we also had one thing which wasn't shown in the video, that if you if either party fails to deliver, then they will lose like a stake that they had. So say for the borrower, they don't return it, then they would lose the stake that they needed to pay when they borrowed the asset.
Cool, and would love to hear of any next steps with this project, or is it more just a hack to get to know things?
Yeah, it was more of just getting to know things and proof of concept to see how it would work.
Well, what would you say was one of the most interesting things maybe that you learned from working on a project like this?
Well, I'd say like using NFT storage, that was very easy because it was my first time ever using that, and it's super easy to get set up and integrated with the smart contracts.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
I guess we'll move on to the next team, which is Team Bulletin Block System. So please feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes to present your demo and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Hi, I'll be sharing a video first.
bit background, Art was an underground text-based art form from the 90s, essentially by the underground pirate BBS team before developing into art's sake. A bulletin board system, or BBS, was a server which you could connect to on a single phone line with a PC to download files, read-write messages, and sometimes play text-based games. As the internet grew and the web browser became the primary interface for user networks, BBSs slowly disappeared and started to advance the art scene. There are still artists practicing the craft like Blocktronics crew, and you can find others listed on the 16 Colors website. So our project, Bulletin Block System, is both an homage to old school BBSs and anti-art scene, and a way to bring the art form into the modern world and onto the blockchain. So here is our site, created with Scaffold Heath and hosted on GitHub pages because it's all static files using APIs but no server. When you load the page, you will first see the so-called Genesis scroll. These are all individual blocks stored on the blockchain. The data is pulled off the blockchain, and then the art itself is pulled off by IPFS and then rendered as this scroll. So those blocks above make up these Genesis blocks, and so each of these is an NFT. And below, since I'm already logged in and doing transactions, you'll see my blocks. These are the ones owned by me, minted by me. If I want to, I can put these blocks for sale, which I've already done. I can cancel this one, which I put for sale earlier, and then it should come back into my blocks, and then if I want to, I could put it back for sale. If you don't have any blocks, okay, there it is. So if you don't have a block already, you can buy one or you can mint one, and I'll demonstrate that. So minting costs a basic mint fee, which is paid in the native Manic token. Once that goes through, then I will be prompted to save the contents of the file. But instead, I can always just, okay, there it is. So then I just choose a file. And then upload it, and then that will send it through the NFT.storage service and then put it on IPFS. That takes a while. So instead I'll just talk about the rest. So below are the recently saved blocks. And okay, so now that went through, and so now I'm writing the file, the anti-art file, into the blocks storage, and then it would appear in the block that I put it in, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.
Great work. Let's move on to the Q&A part, and judges, whenever you're ready.
Cool. The art was really sweet. I was curious about, and maybe the name block alludes to this, about like the top art, and then it seemed like individual pieces of it were being sold. Is that correct?
Yeah, the top part is a stitching up of the individual tokens, and the unique concept is that we don't sell the token images as such. We sell the slots on the bulletin board as such. So each of those images is a block. The user can change the image of whatever they want, and they can change their image on the board. So now users can collaborate and create complex images which can have joint meanings and so on.
Yeah, really impressive looking project, and just such a great, like, super simple idea. So what I'm curious is maybe are there features that you didn't get to build? Or if you had more time, what other features would you add to this product?
Tomo, can you speak up? We can hear you. We can't hear you, Tomo. Let me go on. So we wanted to build more marketplace-like features wherein we list all the recently added blocks and give options to users to give a kind of collaborate with, give a something of a chat option to connect with other users and collaborate.
On the minting interface, so let's say you found someone to collaborate with on the minting interface, how would you make sure your blocks are next to each other?
Yeah, that's so every mint is going to take up the latest block. So in case you need to collaborate that way, somebody will have to buy all the blocks and then sell only the block they need to the individual user. So that's a value proposition.
I think maybe just the last question that came to mind is sort of, is this something that you would plan to continue to work on? I think it's interesting. So I'm curious to hear if you would see yourselves continuing to work on this project.
Yes, definitely. We plan to push it to the mainnet, improve features and make it a lot more usable. And we hope that this is going to be a good stage for the ANSI style to be displayed and stored for eternity. And also maybe other creative ideas can come from this to help the community.
Cool, excellent.
Great presentation, guys. Let's move on to the next team, which is team multi-chain bot.
Thank you.
Feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes to present and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Let me share my screen. Hello, my name is Alejandro. I'm from Uruguay. I'm a software engineer with a master's degree in computer science and obviously a technology enthusiast. I'm currently teaching software engineer at computer science in University of Uruguay. The motivation of this project is not a startup, not a proof of concept, it's just to have fun and to get a prototype of how simple it could be from the user and the developer perspective to integrate several APIs of different Web3 providers. So let me share on my screen. So the use case here is using different comments and interacting with the bot or with the Discord bot, and just simple comments from the developer perspective. Documentation and APIs providers is critical with simple examples. Keep it simple always, and these hackathons competition are really interesting at a level of education, integration, and competences. And really, congrats, all of you, all your team. Really enjoyed this. I found a really good and excellent documentation and response times and sponsors, and really a great experience. I really have fun with this. And congrats all of you.
Great job. Thank you for your presentation. Let's move on to the Q&A. Judges, there's 3 minutes. And
Sweet. Given how this was kind of an exploration of a lot of Web3 technologies, would love to maybe hear about the most surprising thing that you learned during your journey.
Yeah, and one of the most surprising things is using real the Web3 storage. I really enjoy and really have fun with this simple user interface and really integration with the APIs. I really take the Web3 storage as a really best example of using it.
What would you say maybe was like a challenge that you ran into, and maybe how you overcame it as you were working on this project and exploring all these different components?
Yeah, using covalent. It's real simple, but sometimes it's you have to go to get different instantiations of gRPC. I don't know. Sometimes it makes easy, but the documentation is not the best, I think. In my opinion, that's just from my perspective.
And maybe another question is, having done what you did during the hackathon, is there some part of working with sort of decentralized file storage and these Web3 APIs that you're still excited to like continue to work on and experiment with?
No, it's essentially it's just for fun, and sometimes to tell my students how to work with these technologies and just having fun. That's the main idea. No project behind it.
Yeah, let your students know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we grow this.
That's the idea. That's the idea. That's the idea.
Judges, do you have any questions left? Okay, great presentation. Let's move on to our next team.
Thank you.
It's Team Coffee Chain. So feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes to present and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Hello, guys. Okay, let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now, guys? Perfect.
Welcome to Coffee Chain. We will be addressing the challenge by ETH Global's FS Hackathon. We are a platform where you can buy authentic, social, responsible, and 100% organic products validated and tracked by the blockchain. We have in Mexico a problem related with hunger that comes from a poor financial inclusion. Mexico, among a population of 127 million, has 28 of those suffering from hunger, and 11 in extreme hunger, more than a half which are from indigenous population. Economic growth is key to alleviate that hunger, and already in these communities there is a plethora of agronomic cooperatives eager to sell their products. But they have several challenges. One of the most important ones, as expressed in one of their logos, is to have a fair trade. And that's one of the biggest ones we found out, that most of these cooperatives have no electronic e-commerce and their products are being sold in other platforms, in which cases these not reach the producers. Indeed, breaking fair trade, which is devastating for those communities. Now, what does the consumer seek in a brand? The modern consumer seeks products that are social responsible, organic, healthy, sustainable, but mainly that generate trust. Trust is determinant in a social setting, as we can see from this example from Nike related to a very social cause. Our goal is to make a platform that helps producers by increasing their consumer confidence and enhancing fair trade. We have already taken some steps by reaching out to a cooperative, form a commercial bond with them, and build a prototype together. The cooperative is Obvio that works in Southeast Mexico, and it's backed by one of the largest banks in our country. Our blockchain marketplace is hosted in AWS. It is live. We have three main parts already. The first one is the marketplace itself. It's operational using Rapids APIs, which is the world's largest payment network. Here is a quick checkout demonstrating how the Rapids API are implemented with this. The second one is an interactive chatbot that helps the buyer know and deepen its relationship with the product. Also, it helps to find a better product according to taste. The third one, and the most important, is our blockchain provenance service that works with QR codes, as you can see, and as we scan the product, it sends us directly to the blockchain, where we can see all the information we recorded about said product. We are heavily employing Web3 storage for this application. With it, we are able to fast-track development. Web3 storage works with the Filecon blockchain as a base, and it is perfect for our application because of its speed and the fact that it's public, so the consumer can check the provenance of the product and keep track of where it has been. All this is indeed a hybrid between cloud tech and blockchain. Now, this kind of idea has already reached several places and markets all around the world, such as the wine industry, the beauty, and others, but it has not been deployed in social responsible first projects. Having said this, we seek that our certificates guarantee that the purchase benefits whoever produces it. We are a coffee chain. Thank you.
Great presentation. Let's move on to the Q&A. Judges, you can start.
Yeah, would love to hear more about the I guess the blockchain and the social validation side of things. So is it just steps in the process? People can use the QR code to like check in with the product, or how is all that working?
Yeah, actually, the main idea is for a consumer just to go to the store, see a product with our QR code, just to scan it with their cell phone or any device they have at hand, and access the blockchain and see all the kind of information that we want to show them about the product, that it is social responsible, that it's organic, the provenance, the checkpoints it has been carrying forward across the supply chain, and also the most important thing that is certified by blockchain.
Cool. And then the original problem you all introduced, making sure that the money goes to the producers. What part of the data stored on the blockchain is helping out with that?
Yeah, actually the certificates and the checkpoints, because they already have the supply chain for us already implemented. What they do not have is the electronic, like e-commerce and all that. From that, they have the problem of fair trade, and the main issue that they have with this is that, imagine that they have already our systems in hand. So they would have only for those producers, only for the ones that have the checkpoints validated by us, they would have to increment and put another checkpoint into the system and validate that with blockchain. Only authorized like people,
distributors, authorized distributors.
That process, and that's the main idea.
So I'm curious, from my standpoint, in terms of how does the information first get onto the blockchain? So really, how are we kind of ensuring that the quality of the information that's actually stored is as true as possible?
Only trusted partner will be able to upload information to the blockchain. In this case, those cooperatives, like they'll have some person in charge of only uploading the information to the blockchain, and also during their supply chain, so that no other, like, let's say, third party or any reseller can do that.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of maybe the future of something like this, or maybe in your thinking, because I know that from what you described, this is sort of like it's really a hybrid between blockchain-based tech and more traditional Web 2 tech. Are there parts of the Web 2 stack that you would consider decentralizing over time to make the project more robust?
Yeah, I mean, the payment systems is the one that comes to mind immediately. And apart from that, I don't know, even the selling process can be. We were also thinking in creating some kind of physical NFTs with that, with this kind of idea, but that is still just an idea, not even a prototype. So yes.
Sure. Do you plan to continue to work on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Great presentation. So we're going to be moving on to our last team of the day, which is Team Petgram. So Team Petgram, could you raise your hand to be promoted?
We just leave, right?
Yeah, you'll be demoted by the admin.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to start whenever you're ready. You have 4 minutes to present and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Okay, cool. Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Luis, and I'm here with Pitches. This is my cat, and this is the author of the idea for tonight's presentation. So let's just get started. So I am a cat owner, pet lover, and I didn't have an idea or team, but I wanted to create something for my pets, and I was thinking maybe I can create something. So I come up with something. I created something called Petgram, which is basically a photo sharing app, Instagram version, but in blockchain. So let's go through the demo, and then we can take it from there. So let me first share my screen, and I'm gonna share sound, share, and then play.
Excuse me, Lewis, is there any audio in this?
Jess, can you hear the audio? Because I can hear it.
No, we can't hear the audio.
Let me just reshare because
Yeah. When you share, make sure to click the checkbox.
It's checked.
Okay.
Let me just share one more time.
Yeah.
You can hear it? Someone says that they can hear it.
Oh yeah, I think the attendees can, but the panelists can't. So do you want to
let me just click again and share one more time. Okay. Okay. Can you hear? Can you hear it now?
No, we can't hear
No.
it.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay, let me just double check. Yes. Why is that? Let me think about it. Why is that? Very quick. So if you cannot hear, then it has to be okay. Can you hear now?
No.
If it's just the host, then maybe it's a Zoom issue.
What was that? Oh, 1 second. I think that is just because let me check the preference very quick. Actually, it's audio.
Well, I was just thinking if some people can hear it and some people can't, then it's probably not on your computer. It's probably a Zoom.
Yeah, I was thinking that you want to share it for me?
I can share it for you instead.
Should I send the link?
I have the link. I'll share it to you. I'll share it right now.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Also, can you play it? Can you play it like in 1.25 or something? The speed.
I think we can begin our 3 minutes of Q&A.
So that was actually really easy to understand without any dialogue. So I'm curious, what's the sort of thinking behind the using unlock protocol and sort of making this something that people are actually like paying to access?
Yeah, can you hear me? Because also I couldn't hear anything.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, you can hear me? Okay. Yes, yes. So I guess the main idea was just to connect or to have a better relationship between the viewer or the fan. For instance, to me, like having being able to appreciate animals or pets and being able to contribute to either pet owners or authors, I will be connected to it. So I guess the connection of that and being able to connect direct and support direct to this pet owner or to the cat itself or to the pet is a connection there. And it's just the connection, and I think that you can generate revenue from also like getting also when you see cute images of pets or videos that makes you day even better or happier, and that's the whole value, that the simple things it brings you joy.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And I mean, is the way you see it for fans of pets to be able to pay to see content, or are you trying to create a community of owners? What's kind of like the market there?
So I was thinking just to build the community around pets and just bringing value, or maybe just having like a community that cares about pets, that takers of them, or how to, like, let's say that I am a new owner, pet owner, so I would like to know more about things like this, and I will love to go to this community and learn more about how to take care better of my pet, and also like sometimes pets can be very expensive, so having like an extra income on extra stream of income will be nice in case of your pet is very beautiful or very cute or has like some nice tricks. Is that's the purpose. Yeah.
What would you say was the most interesting challenge you faced working?
Oh yeah, yeah. So working alone. So I just finished a bootcamp and I am very new to blockchain. So working alone, it taught me a lot. First, it taught me that blockchain is a big monster, or like the Wild West. There's so many technologies out there, so many protocols, networks, and getting started. I was thinking, okay, how am I gonna get started and put a simple. So that's why the idea was like really simple. The most important for me was to actually do something and to build something and actually learn something. And what I learned from this experience or from this project was being able for me to use something very simple and to create actually something that I can use. And I learned Web3 first of all. I learned Web3 to connect or to interact with the blockchain from my React app. And then I also, of course, NFT storage and unlock protocol, and simple smart contracts using Solidity and Open Zeppelin. And I mean, I would like to add way more things, and I think now I have better ideas and like a little base to expand based on this experience.
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you so much. So that was our last presentation. So I think we can wrap up now. So I just wanted to say thank you to the judges for taking your time out of your day to do this. And we really appreciate it, as well as all of the hackers who attended the HackFS hackathon. So, and I just want to say great job, everyone. And thank you for attending. So that's it. And judges, I'm pretty sure Kartik sent you an email. So if you want to look at that. So
Cool.
just thanks again, everyone, for showing up. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Akash, you can end this webinar, and you can also type in the Discord to.
I have an X plus H.
Got it.